Hey, listeners, I know that you are noticing that we have a different setup today. I am joined by two special guests. We are celebrating 5 years of the Building Strong Homes podcast, and I can't believe that we have made it this far. And I am joined by the OG Rebecca. She was with me from the very beginning. Rebecca Bagwell
Edwards.
Edwards. I don't know why.
It's fine.
I've known her whole life by her maiden name. So Rebecca Edwards, and she was my first VA, and I had several in the middle. Your sister Corey was one, and now Corey is my fabulous photographer. And if you go to my website, you'll see how fabulous Corey is. She does great pictures. And now the fabulous Carly. Carly McNamara is my VA, and we are joined by her little baby son, Coleman. And he's how old?
He is 12 weeks today, so almost 3 months.
So happy birthday.
Yeah. And he's sleeping soundly.
So we're praying that that's going to last.
Yeah.
But if not, we're just going to let it be a reminder that when Jesus was born, it was not all perfect either.
Probably not super silent.
Yeah, I don't think he was. So anyway, thank you both for helping me with this podcast. Thank you for your support, because truly this is a lonely journey, and having people that I can call and ask for help, and especially young women who I really want to try to reach young women. That means a lot to me. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you for entrusting us, and that we, for some reason, you trust us all over
Listen, I've known you since before you were born.
Yes.
So I trust you, Rebecca. And Carly's
actually the brain power behind anything that I knew how to do. So no.
Well, both of y'all together make a great pair. So and then also when Corey was doing the all the branding photos, Carly was here, and they were. Y'all, it's great. Listen, if you need photography, branding, you need to get Corey.
It's a family affair. I know that everybody's.
That's right.
I probably have a kid with me.
That's great. That's great, because that's what we're all about.
But it'll get done. It'll get done.
That's a great way to do it. So before we get into this Christmas celebration episode, because I want to share about people's traditions, and but I want to I want to give God the glory for how much he's been able to do with this podcast. And but I wanted y'all to introduce yourself first before I give the stats. So Rebecca, tell the listener a little bit about, other than your name.
I'm Rebecca Edwards, was Rebecca Bagwell. I am, how old am I? 28. I'm going to be 29 in January.
Yeah, that's right.
I am married to Justin Edwards, firefighter in Lawrence. I have 2 kids, Sadie, who is 3, Wesley, who is almost 10 months. And I work for an electrical contractor in Fountain.
That's good. That sums it up. Okay.
My name is Carly. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, John. We met at the old Woodmont WHS back in, I don't know what year it was, but I was 14. And
2012.
That's when I started dating John. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't on a date till I was 16, so I got in a little bit of trouble.
I wasn't either, but my dad somehow.
But we got married, so it's fine. Yeah, my dad came around too. But yeah, we got married, and we've been married for almost 7 years this December. We have 2 little boys, John Carter, who's going to turn 2 tomorrow from when we're recording this. Yeah. And then Coleman, who is almost 3 months. And that's, I guess. Oh, I used to work at Capstone. I went to school. Yeah. I went to school for marketing, business marketing. So I was the creative director at Capstone. I worked there for 6 years. And now I am a stay-at-home mom / virtual assistant, social media, all that fun stuff.
You're very busy.
Yes.
/ girl boss.
Yes. That's me.
So now that you know a little bit about the guests that I have invited, and now you know why I invited them, because they're great. So, again, to celebrate and give God all the glory. So in 5 years, which December 1st, when this episode comes out, we've had over 32,000 downloads and 151 episodes. This is the 51st episode. That's hard to say. And we have been heard in 100 countries.
That's
which
wild.
That is crazy. So that is amazing. So if you're one of those random countries out there that, like, some of them I've never even heard of. So that is amazing. And I just thank you for listening. But the top country, of course, is the USA. Number 2 is Brazil. So shout out to all the Brazilians that are listening to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Germany is number 3, and I was born in Germany, so thank you so much for listening. Canada is number 4. And my dad's family's right up there next to Canada, 1 mile from the Canadian border. So thank you very much for listening. And Sweden. And I have no idea how Sweden.
Not
thank
mad about it,
you.
though.
Yeah, I'd love to visit Sweden one day. It sounds beautiful. So
Yes, yeah.
but I want to give a shout out to some of the other, just a few of the other countries. And some of these literally only have 1 listener. So you might feel lonely. Like maybe you're a Christian and you don't have any other Christians in your life and you're listening. Israel is one. Nigeria, and I know Nigeria, they are suffering religious persecution greatly. And so we are praying for all of you Christians there. Japan, Denmark, Italy. I want to go to Italy so bad. Russian Federation, China, Australia, and of course our friends in the United Kingdom. So thank you all for listening. It really does mean a great deal to me. And I want to give the top 10 most downloaded episodes. So I'm going to, Rebecca, can you do like a drum roll or something?
Take away.
Okay, all right. So number 10, this is how many downloads we had, and then we'll go in descending or ascending, I guess, from 10 to 1. Yeah. So Anna Bargeron, how a near-death experience led to adoption. She's number 10. Number 9, which is my personal favorite, Elise and Wes Yance, my daughter and son-in-law, and Frida, one of my best friends. A love story worth the wait for singles and moms believing for marriage. That's number 9. Number 8, Scott and Noelle Lawson, Saved for a Purpose. They have an amazing testimony too. Number 7, my friend Beth Sadati, An Unfinished Life, Losing a Daughter to Suicide. That was a really difficult one, but very meaningful and impactful one too. My dear friends Ann Curry and Lee Owens are number 6, A Legacy of Joy and Hope After Loss. Y'all, they are crazy. Y'all need to go back and listen.
That was a fun one.
Yes, they are the most fun people. So you've got to go back. If you haven't, you've got to go back and listen. Megan Phillips, like, she has a crazy story. That's number 5. Yeah. Discovering the dad who raised her wasn't her biological father. And she was like in her 30s, I think.
This is, recent.
Yeah.
Pretty recent.
So that's a crazy.
And now they have a relationship.
Yeah.
It's really, you got to go back and listen to that one. Number 4 is Sweet Kathy Burry, Learning to Trust God in Our Suffering. And she has had a lot of suffering in her life. But she has the sweetest spirit. Everybody just loves her. Number 3, Donovan and it's always hard to say. There's so many V's in their names. Donovan and Lavana Garrett. They're friends of ours too. Overcoming alcoholism to restore a marriage. And they have one of the most amazing testimonies about a marriage that I've ever heard. So if you haven't heard theirs, go back and listen. Number 2 is Henry Mitchell. He goes to our church and has, again, all of these are amazing testimonies, but from murderer to messenger. And wow, he served 34 years in prison for murdering 2 people. But now God is using him to reach others, and it is amazing. And the number 1, drum roll, Rebecca. The number 1 episode, which I can understand myself why, is Cynthia Tobias, How to Successfully Raise a Strong-Willed Child. So apparently there are lots of moms out there struggling with strong-willed children.
Yeah, somehow that one did not come across my desk, but that is going to be the talk to listen to when I think here today.
And I don't know why,
You
I don't hear that much about boys. I hear.
I'd say you think Sadie's strong-willed child? I mean, I knew
love
the
her.
answer, but
Yeah,
love her.
yeah.
But yes, I wonder if it's also because it's the women parenting the females, and if
Maybe
the girls are butting heads. That's my opinion.
that or just fighting.
And also, I don't know that I was a strong-willed child. I think I might have turned into a strong-willed adult
Yeah.
because I can be very stubborn, and she matches my stubbornness, and that
Yes.
does not always
You
endure.
were not a
I was a
strong-
perfect child, actually.
You were actually, I remember mom being very grateful for how good of a child you
And
were.
then I got to high school and things. That's for good. That's when we met. Right.
Moments, you know.
Yes. I was so good that when the bad came, I just had to make it really bad.
Right.
Oh my goodness. It was not.
Okay,
dear.
so I wanted to get all those statistics out and just say thank you to the listeners for
Mhm.
listening to the podcast. But the theme of this episode, as you can tell, is Christmas. And we reached out to a lot of our social media followers, our friends, and asked for some traditions, some of their favorite Christmas traditions. So, but before we get started, because I like, like when you're studying the Bible or when you're trying to understand what something means, I like to look up the definition of what a tradition is. I know that sounds crazy,
No.
but sometimes it's a good reminder of why we do things. So, dictionary.com says a tradition is the handing down of statements, beliefs, legends, customs, information, etc., from generation to generation, especially by word of mouth or by practice. And I have read several studies that really do prove that families who celebrate together, who have traditions, they have a higher self-confidence, the children do, and they feel like they belong to something that's bigger than themselves. And I think that's very important because I think we see a lot of young people today straying away from traditional values and morals because they don't have something to hang on to.
Yep.
And so now they're going like, oh, this is the big thing that I want to be a part of something. So let me join whatever this particular thing is that I feel like is tearing down the moral of our society, the moral fabric of our society. So,
Yeah, I think traditions are something to look forward to, like
that's right.
all year long, whether it's a Christmas tradition or not. Like I love anticipation is one of my favorite feelings.
Sometimes anticipation is better than
Yeah,
That's right.
So
I agree.
knowing that okay, on December 21st we're gonna do XYZ or whatever is I feel like it'd probably be good for kids too to know
Yeah.
you can count down to that.
They love a routine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
And if you
traditions are
break away from that,
Mhm.
they get very
Notice.
upset.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, I was saying a minute ago, before we started, that this was an intimidating topic to me because when I hear tradition, I hear something that starts from the day you were born to the day that you die that you have to live through. And that's an extreme
That is
version of it in my
extreme.
head, but for some reason that's what it was. But that's truly not what it is. It's just something to look forward to, and it can morph and change over the years to whatever is going on in the season of your family.
Yeah.
And I think in preparing for the episode and talking to other family members, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a tradition. I didn't even like that. I'm not clicking the things that are traditions, but we were full of traditions growing up and I had not realized.
And I think people, maybe they're like you and they're like, we don't have any traditions.
Right.
But maybe as we go through some of these things, they'll realize, oh yeah,
We do
have.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like I can't imagine a family not having
And
any
I think
traditions.
I also was trying to overcomplicate it of okay, it's the third Sunday of
Right,
December.
right.
Every single year we get to get together, make cookies, and this list of people has to be here. Like that's so not what
No.
it is. It's
That's-
let's get in the
that's
car at
rigid.
some point
Yeah.
and go to Hollywild. Like
Yeah.
that's a tradition, and I
Right.
didn't realize that was. It doesn't have to be as hard and fast as I was trying to make
Right.
it be.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because we would never.
Nobody would ever do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'd be too hard.
Yes.
So
True.
we want to make this easy for you.
Yeah. Lots of ideas.
Yeah. So before we like I said, we reached out to a lot of our listeners, and but before I share the traditions, I want to share too that I was listening to a podcast yesterday. Believe it or not, it was the Art of Manliness podcast, and which I never would have expected this to be on the art of manliness, but it was about Christmas traditions and Christmas past. There, his guest was Brian Earl, who has a podcast all about Christmas and a book titled Christmas Past: The Fascinating Stories Behind Our Favorite Holiday Traditions. And one thing that he mentioned that I never realized was, we just think Christmas has been around forever. The Christmas celebrations, the Christmas tree, giving gifts, all that. We just are in going to the church service and the nativity and all that. But in America, we didn't make it a national holiday until 100 years after we signed the Declaration of Independence. And it's like, wow, what took us so long to do that? But it's a really interesting episode. I'll put a link in the show notes for that. Yeah. But and I'm going to listen to some of his podcasts because I think that would be really fun and probably get some more good ideas on traditions and things. So one more thing before we get started. So of all of the people that submitted their ideas and their Christmas traditions, we are going to have a drawing at the end. Rebecca is going to do a live drawing, live on recording, so as live as we can be.
Yes.
And we will announce that. So we're excited about that. Yes. First and second place. So we are going to start with Melissa Capps. Melissa actually was one of my guests. She is a declutterer. I'm not sure. An organization person, and she's fantastic. So go back and listen to her episode too. So what she said, she's got 3 boys. She said they do a taco bar on Christmas Day for their meal. It's her kids' favorite, and after traditional food, all the family gatherings, they want something they really enjoy. They go all out with the toppings and different kinds of meats and dips. So what do y'all think about
that? I love
Yeah, I like that. Change it up, because if you're going to 3 different family houses and you're eating ham at all of them, you change it up.
Yes. And over the years, it can get as simplified or overcomplicated as you want to be. You can add as many toppings as you can think of, or change it up to what meat it's going to be. I think that's a great idea.
And that's an easy meal.
Yes.
That's what last night I was working on trying to get this episode done. And I was like, tacos. So I ran and made tacos real fast. So that's a quick
simple
meal.
Yes.
Thank you, Melissa, for the better idea.
Thank you, Melissa. Amy Cox, she said, attending a Christmas service at church and gathering for a Christmas meal whenever we can now that our kids are grown. So I can really appreciate that. And Capstone has a Christmas service, right?
Yeah.
Ours does too. We have a Christmas Eve service. It usually starts around 4 or 5 o'clock. And that's always a sweet, sweet time.
Yeah.
And it starts those Christmas days really focusing on who Christ is and the reason that we're celebrating.
And typically a lot more people are open to coming to a service that they don't typically come. So then you also get the togetherness, the unity of all these people that you may not normally see.
Yeah, which is really good. Yeah, I like that. Abigail Galt has a fun one. She says, my mom always gets us $1 scratch cards and we all scratch them at the same time. It's silly but fun Christmas tradition that we all look forward to. So that's a creative way of doing something fun too.
Yep.
Leslie Gibbons. So this one we had to read through several times. But this must have been her great grandparents. Did a money bowl instead of buying presents for all the grands and great grands. For a while, those who married into the family got a gift, but no money bowl privileges. Once they didn't want to shop anymore, I guess that means the grandparents didn't want to shop anymore. Everyone got to participate. They had this crystal bowl filled with quarters, dimes, and nickels. Until first grade, you could dig with 2 hands. First grade and up dug with 1 hand. If you were not there, the person closest to you in age dug for you. And we always went youngest to oldest. Whatever you dug was your gift. And it was always a competition to see who won. We get serious about the rules too. I've never heard of anything like that before. But especially for great grandparents who might have difficulty shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And probably have a lot of change.
That's what I was going to say. And the outcome of it, they're not probably coming out of the bowl with that much money. But the competitive nature of my family, we have broken noses.
Yeah, we kill each other.
Oh my gosh. But also, can you just imagine the grandparent holding this bowl? I don't know if they physically held it.
Probably not.
They came from watching the chaos
This
unfold in front of
crystal
them.
ball.
That would be so fun. Like, not only is it the time that we're all together, but there's also this free entertainment, not free, I guess, but like this entertainment of everybody knocking each other out for like a handful of dime.
That is so fun. I thought that was very different, very clever for
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
her grandparents to do that. Cindy Balkin says, and I think a lot of us can probably relate. Christmas Eve was always crazy. We visited my husband's parents in Greenville, then back to my parents' house in Gray Court, then to my husband's aunt next door. And then in 1991, my youngest daughter was born December 22nd. They came home Christmas Eve. 17 years later, the oldest grandson was born December 22nd.
Wow.
So Christmas Eve was crazy. So many of these people are already with Jesus. Since family live in different states now, we still carry on the tradition of getting together, but it might be a different date on the calendar. There's nothing sweeter than the love the grands have for each other. I hope it always stays this way. And again, that was Cindy Balcom. And that's so true because, when you're talking about traditions changing, growing up as a kid, we always went to my grandmother's house in Greenville, the over the river and through the woods.
Yeah.
Even though we went down the Orange Road and
Yeah.
it was 276 at the time, not 385. But we look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
But now, all my grandparents are gone and we don't have that anymore. Yeah.
We in preparing for this episode, I was talking to my siblings about like, what are traditions that you remember fondly or just things that like I've probably forgotten over the years that we've done. And one of the things that my brother said was going to our Aunt Jane's house, who was my grandpa's sister, and her brother, also his brother, lived right behind him too. And we would all like compound onto Aunt Jane's house, which was very small.
Yeah.
Very small. And there was, I don't know if I had to guess, like 40 people there. That might be wrong. I don't know. It felt like a ton of people, but it was like the most cozy, if you could think like 80s Christmas massive tree in this one room that you did not go in unless it was Christmas morning.
Oh.
And it was this tree that took up the whole room. There was tinsel all over the place.
I love it.
There was all these kids running all over the place, playing with their like new toy, wearing every single piece of clothing that they got because that's what you do on Christmas morning. And then like the smell of bacon, and for my family specifically, I know this is a little whatever, but like cigarette smoke to me is so comforting because that is the smell of like my family members, and that is weird, and I don't know if that's offensive, but genuinely, like Justin and I had this discussion recently that like that is a comfort smell to me because a lot of my family does smoke, but like that was when I knew we were all together, and so like a mixture of bacon from the Christmas breakfast and cigarette smoke with everyone packed in like a 2-bedroom house. But over the years that changed because eventually Aunt Jane passed away.
Yeah.
And then that Christmas morning tradition came to my parents' house. And so everybody would descend, a little bit further down the road and come to my parents' house. My parents' house is a little bit bigger. There's not as much cigarette smoke, but it is still really fun. And all of the, cousins and second cousins and third cousins, everybody comes. And that's probably one of the only times we all get together, but it's still just as crazy. Everybody's running around, and now like my kids are involved, and they're the ones that are acting crazy.
Yeah.
So it definitely has morphed from the beginnings. So I think that, getting together with family always, for me, quality time is my love language. So like that is what I remember of Christmas traditions, period. It's just everybody being together. That's my favorite.
But you said something really important, that your mom took it over.
Yeah.
And if we're not willing, in order to keep some of these traditions and to keep the family together, like for the cousins to still be close, and at least see each other once a year, somebody's got to step up.
Yeah.
And your mom stepped up and took over.
And she does.
Yeah, as she does. You're right, she does.
No, it's true though. Somebody's got to step up, and we have to be the one.
And I've seen that happen with my family.
Yeah.
Like stuff fizzles out and then it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's so sad.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, so we need to think about the kids and the traditions and how important
Keeping
it
it
is.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep that alive and keep those relationships, even if it's just once a year.
Mhm.
Do you have anything you wanted to share?
Just on that, just visiting lots of different families. A lot of my family's local, so that's really
Okay.
cool that I get to visit all of them
Yeah.
real easily. And then like people who might be navigating starting, you're in a new marriage, like that was something we had to figure out in the beginning, like when are we going to go to my parents and your parents, what can we do together? That's like a challenge, I would say, in the start of
I
early.
agree.
For sure.
And then now adding kids too, that's kind of we're on a new level of challenge too, where it's like, we don't want to go home for a little bit and let the baby sleep. Or,
Yeah.
we can only push them so far. So yeah, it's such a blessing to have family close because we get to see them every year.
But that's a good point. It's, it's hard as parents when your kids grow up and,
Right.
you're used to spending all of Christmas
I know.
with
I don't
your
want to
kids.
share my kids.
Sure.
Like I get how you feel. Like
Yes,
as an adult. Yeah.
But then you have to be an adult.
Yeah.
And you have to say, it's only fair that
right.
they celebrate with,
Right.
the spouse's family
Mhm.
as well as your family.
Right.
And you want it to be that
That's
way.
what I was about to say. That's when the maturity comes in. You're
That's
like,
right.
okay, obviously I want them to have a good relationship with the spouse's
Right.
family. And so I will let you do that.
I will concede my time.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult, but again, I'm grateful that they have those relationships with their
Yeah.
their in-laws.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Agreed.
really good. And then, so Angel Parnell said, we always get a new ornament for the year. My boys now have their own tree to hang their own because we have too many for one tree, which I think that's really special and sweet that they get to do that. Jacob had I don't even think I bought him this. I don't know. Maybe he found an old tree in the attic that was a little tree and he put it in his bedroom. And I don't even know I don't remember where it came from, but we have shotgun shell lights that were all, and he had his particular ornaments that had to do with, he collects, I shouldn't say this, but he collects guns and, he likes to, that's history and all this. So he has this whole tree and he would just leave it up all year in his room. And I was like, well, okay.
Men's decor. It's an evergreen tree.
Hey, let me just tell you, so you can relate with this. So Jacob used to race go-karts. His first go-kart, I heard one day, like after he had gotten a new go-kart, I heard him upstairs making all this noise, drilling and hammering, and I'm like, what in the world? He had taken the body of his go-kart and
put it on the wall,
screwed it on the wall in his bedroom.
Okay.
And I
Rite
feel
of
like
passage.
this is not the
design I was going for.
no, but thank goodness it was upstairs and I didn't have to look at it that much. But I would hear him hammering stuff. He took his first little pair of work boots and nailed them to a wall above his bed.
That's so cute.
Well, it was. And then when he moved out, because I kept saying, Jacob, we're going to have to like re-sheetrock this room because literally there was so much stuff on
Trumped
the
out of the
wall.
wall. Yeah.
Yes. I know
That's
this
so
ain't
funny.
Christmas, but it's really funny. But I did have to hire painters to come. And I think it took them 3 days
To patch everything.
to patch up the walls.
Oh my word.
So
I love it.
yeah, but you know what? I'm glad
That's
that I let him
hilarious.
do what he wanted to
Yeah.
do. But he about cried when he walked in and saw
it
I
all
had
gone.
redone it.
Justin's family. So Justin and I are 9 years apart. So when I got married, he was already 31. And when we got married, I was handed totes when it was Christmas time, like big rubber totes. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's Justin's ornaments. And I was like, what do you mean Justin's ornaments? And she was like, Justin's ornaments that his grandma gets him every year. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. 31 ornaments were married in, and I didn't realize that. And every year since, I have received one. Love them. Love you, Terry. Love you, Granny. I get one. Justin gets one. Wesley gets one, and Sadie gets one. Actually, last night we received both of ours for both of the kids.
Yeah.
Well, good.
And so currently we have 2 trees, and I don't think we even get to put all of our ornaments out because we don't.
You have to decide.
We do not have enough room. Yeah, it is really sweet though, and things. It's really cool to see like the kids. This is only the 3rd year, so
Yeah,
I assume this is going to continue to happen.
And
but
Wesley
like,
really doesn't know yet.
yeah, no, but their interests every year. Like this year it was Paw Patrol. She's obsessed with Paw Patrol for some reason this year. I'm sure next year will be some other thing that she's into.
Right.
So that'll be cool to watch it and to go back and look at Justin's. Like I'll be like, why do you have a Browns, like the football team? And he was like, I told them I liked the Browns one year. And I was like, I've literally never heard you talk about that. He was like, I was 8. So that's cool too.
Yeah. I have an aunt that lives in New Orleans, and she sends all of her nieces and nephews, like a great aunt.
Yeah.
She's my great Aunt Marie. She sends all of her nieces and nephews and all the kids in the family until you're 18. You get an ornament and then a $5 bill.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, that adds up quick. Yeah, because like I'm
For a
very
great
like I saw her at family reunions.
Yeah,
So I didn't see her super often. But yeah, anyway.
that's pretty cool.
But yeah, the ornament thing is really cool.
Yeah, especially if you put a lot of thought into
Yeah,
it.
yes, that they're
Mhm.
special for each kid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that. Okay, so we've got a couple. Deborah Horton says our favorite tradition is making and decorating Christmas cookies. And Katie Trent, and who was also a guest on the podcast,
Mhm.
our favorite Christmas tradition is baking and delivering treats to all our neighbors. So that's something that me and the kids used to do a lot.
Mhm.
I don't know, as you get older, it seems to be a lot of work. And it makes such a mess.
Takes over your kids.
And I'm tired because I'm decorating and wrapping presents.
Yeah,
You guys do cookies, don't you?
Yes, we have. Well, I guess I could say this now. Growing up, my dad and I would make a Christmas cooking show, and I was the rather bossy little girl, and my dad was my sous chef, and we would record.
Love.
I wish I knew where these videos were.
Ew.
Probably on a camcorder somewhere.
Yeah.
But we would film making them, and then we would go drop them like on our neighbor's porch and stuff. And then now I've joined. My dad got remarried, and he's with he married into an incredible family, and they do something called Cookie Day, where all the women of the family get together and make various cookies, and we have soup. But the grandma brings. She has a bunch of Tupperwares, and so everybody goes home with a bunch of cookies too. But it's really sweet. Yeah,
It always
baking together.
like delicious food.
Yes, it's hard to get us all together, like picking a day to do it. That's tough, but it's really when we get to do it. It's really
Yeah.
fun.
That is a great idea.
Yeah,
I like
Cookie
that.
Day, and we always have aprons that say cookie.
Oh,
Yeah. I know,
that's sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Lori Garrison. Shout out to Lori. She gave several. She says her favorite tradition is making ornaments with her grandchildren. Lori is very crafty, so I'm sure they have a lot of fun doing that.
Mhm.
Also, she and her husband Brad have done the Billy Graham Advent devotional for years. She sent me the link to this, so I'll put that in the show notes. And then when her family gets together, they love to play silly games. Their yearly game, I've never heard of this, is I don't know if they made this up or what, but is Bugsy the Slacker Reindeer. It's a mix between hot potato and white elephant. If you're out when the music stops, you choose to steal a gift. So I think I'd have to see exactly how that, because I'm like, usually, I don't know. Usually, if you're out when the music stops, you're the loser, but apparently
Right.
you're the winner. And
Yeah.
and then it says, and when her family gets together, they do a non-traditional Christmas meal, kind of like
Yep.
we mentioned
taco
Melissa
bar.
before. Yeah, so they do subs because they fill up at the grandparents' house so they can do it nice and simple at home.
I love
I think that's a great
Mhm.
idea.
Mhm.
If y'all have anything to add to any of those?
I think any game that can be added into the fun. That one is like an icebreaker for maybe family that you like don't see often.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hadn't seen you in a year. How do you catch up? Any
Mhm.
like, a 30-minute little interaction, but that's a really good icebreaker. But also if there's kids involved, like kids are just complicated once they get past like middle school, I feel like. And it's hard to get them to open up. And I feel like that, like doing something physical,
Yeah.
like not like a fight, but like something together that's you're moving and you're working together, like it opens you up, but it also, again, maybe for the older generations, it's very entertaining to watch. Like somebody get shoved and jump across the table
Those
for
crazy
whatever.
kids.
Yeah.
Just don't break a lamp.
Yes. But recently, our family started to do the saran wrap gift or a ball thing that has little prizes in the middle of it. And you wear oven mitts to do it, and it is very competitive. And it like I think we've done it for maybe like 3 or 4 years now. And my sister-in-law, Mary Grace, is like will literally knock you out, and it's something we look forward to every year now when they're in town, because it's so fun, and it also involves like everybody from the people that are just sitting on the couch watching because they don't want to get in the middle of it, to like the young, like I'm sure when Sadie sees it this year, she'll want to get involved.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be
She's gonna
get mad. She's gonna get really mad, but maybe we'll make her own saran wrap.
I did it, Mommy.
Yes, I did it.
I will say we did that one year when we would go to my grandmother's house. Then we would go to, it became my aunt's house, but
Mhm.
we did that, and I have never been more frustrated.
It is so frustrating.
I was like, I will never play this game again. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't even make any progress at all. I'm like, I'm not playing this game.
It's not
Waste of my time.
Yes.
So it depends on, I guess, how I'm not that competitive, so maybe I just gave up. I don't know, but
I am competitive in things that I think that I can win. So I don't think that I can win that game, but I like just being involved because it is so fun to watch all of them fall apart just to get it unwrapped.
and there's prizes as you go along. There's so many
Yes,
prizes,
yes.
and it can be like gum.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. It's
you
not
know,
much.
nothing. Yeah, yeah, but
But that $5 Chick-fil-A card, when you get it,
well,
it's like
now
$1 million.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Sandra Hartzell. Again, hello, Sandra. One of my favorite Christmas traditions is making a big thermos of hot chocolate and carrying it and some blankets in the car while we ride around and look at lights and decorations.
I want to try that one. then.
Yeah.
I think
My
that's a
son
great
is
one.
2, and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
lights, you know. I don't know what he can see from his car seat, but
But there's places like, I mean, Roper Mountain isn't one anymore, but there's places where you can like get in and maybe they can unbuckle and come sit in the front seat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
true, yeah.
I love that for the stage of life that we're both in right now with
Yeah.
little
it's like
littles.
warm and safe in the car.
Yes,
Yeah.
nobody like bring car potty, and if they
Yeah.
nobody just
Yeah.
like
You don't know the
people have no
difference.
idea. Yes, I love this.
Yes.
And these are kind of things like I don't know that our family, you know, we're younger, trying to build up what our traditions are, but like hearing stuff like this, I'm like, oh, that sounds so doable. I can do that.
Yes.
I can do that this year.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part is finding where to go because, like you said,
True.
Roper Mountain's not there anymore.
There's places, there's resources online. What's it called? Like
Kidding around
Greenville
Greenville.
that
That's
like will put out lists, which is so helpful. People that
Yeah.
are in charge of those pages are life saving, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into that.
Hit her up. But they will like send out, you know, the 10 best places to look at lights in Greenville, or like houses. Sometimes I feel like they list out like in specific areas that are like have
Like
like the music
neighborhoods,
that
yeah.
you know goes with
yeah,
the
they
lights.
go all out. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you search Facebook for long enough, you'll find something
Yeah.
in a residence page or some kind.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mhm.
Tiffany Milliander said we drive around looking at Christmas lights with hot cocoa too. It's my
Mhm.
favorite Christmas day. My daughter and I bake in the kitchen together. So
That's sweet.
that is sweet. I don't know that Christmas Day I could bake anything, so I admire that they have the energy to do that on that
Right,
day.
right.
But yeah, so that's a fun thing. Karen Roper Willman, which no relation. Hello, Karen. She said, my favorite tradition is setting up all my nativity scenes from so many different countries, and it reminds me that Christmas is all about for God so loved the world, he came.
Yeah.
And so I love that, but I want to know how many
Yeah.
nativity sets that you have since
Where do you
has
put-
And
so
did you get them all? Did you
Yeah.
go buy them? Oh, I bet she has like some hand painted ones.
Yeah.
There's some like clay ones. That's cool.
Yeah, so Karen, hopefully you're listening. Why don't you send us or put on social media some of your nativity sets
Yeah.
and tag Building Strong Homes so we can see it because I'd love to see
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
some
cool
of
one.
your nativity because that's something that's really special to me too. I looked for years for like a nice nativity set that didn't cost $500.
Crazy,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I finally found one and they're like this big and they're not wood, but they look like carved, you know.
Mhm.
And that's one of my favorite things to put out and I put it in my dining room
Mhm.
every year. So yeah, and then I have one for the kids, the Fisher Price.
Yeah, oh,
the
yeah.
Fisher
Oh,
Price
yeah.
one. Yeah. So that's a good one that the kids can play with.
Mhm.
And then Tamara Blyler, Tatum Roper. Now Tatum is my nephew's wife. So and Stephanie Stansel. They said reading the Christmas story before opening gifts, and I think that's a great thing
Mhm.
to again get the focus back
Yep.
on the
Mhm.
reason for the season.
Mhm.
So that's good. Here's another Roper. Hollis Roper Yearwood. Again, no relation. But I do know Hollis. So Hollis. Our family gets together a few weeks before Christmas and makes lots of fudge and play reindeer games. Now, I don't know exactly what reindeer games are. If she has particular ones.
Probably like Minute to Win It,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of fast.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So Hollis, if you want
Yeah.
to put it on Facebook and tag us, that would be fun to know what your reindeer games
Mhm.
are. Lavonna Garrett, she was Woohoo in the top 10
Yep.
downloaded podcast, says, my favorite tradition is gathering with family and friends and make lots of Christmas candy and playing games. So playing games is a thing,
Yes.
making cookies and candy.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And I think it's just great because you got your family there
Yeah.
with you.
Mhm.
So as long as you're not fighting, you should be.
True. That is true.
Okay, and Alicia Hanson says, Christmas Eve, the kids open up one gift and it is Christmas PJs and a book. Then they all sit in their PJs and read their books for 30 minutes before bed. Now, I love this. I love the idea of this, but my kids, if I would have given them a book, well, my daughter, she's 32. She's never read a book. Well, she's read one book in her whole life.
She's never read.
She's I'm not kidding. You
She's gonna listen to this and say, "Man."
She tells me the only book she's ever
I
read
feel
is
you,
100
Lisa.
Days. And so Jacob, he reads more than Elise does. But I mean, if this were to happen this
Mhm.
way, I would be the one reading the
Reading it.
book.
Mhm.
That would be
I was gonna say that
fun.
has to be really
Mommy's
special.
gonna go read over here. Merry Christmas.
If you read the book to the children,
Yeah.
to them,
I
that
got
could
you.
be a very special
got it.
thing. So thank you, Alicia, for that idea. Wanda Perry also had a lot of great ideas, and she's a grandparent. So every Christmas Eve, each grandchild takes a character of the Nativity, and as her husband Dan is reading the Christmas story from Luke 2, they bring and place their figurine in the nativity scene and read the verse themselves that corresponds with the character. So Wanda sent me a picture
That's a good idea.
of the nativity set, or one of the characters in the nativity, and it has a verse, like on one of the wise men, it has the verse from where that came.
Mhm.
So I think that's really cool that her
I love that.
grandkids get to
Mhm.
participate in putting out the
Mhm.
nativity. Then she said they each go around and say what gift they're going to give Jesus this year, which I think this is great.
Yeah.
For example, read through the Bible. One of her grandchildren always says to give her anger to Jesus because she has a problem controlling her anger. I think that's pretty.
That's funny.
Yeah. Helping others, telling people about Jesus, etc. They try to point the grandchildren to Jesus. So I think that's a really good
Mhm.
way to take that focus back to Jesus. And they also eat breakfast supper on Christmas Eve because Christmas morning has always been their children's time with their families without the grandparents. And so again, it's how when you have your own family,
Yeah.
you start new traditions.
Mhm.
And so that's understandable. And as grandparents, we have to, concede. So they've made it like we'll just flip it upside down.
Yeah.
Christmas or the breakfast at night. And I
Yeah.
think that's fun.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think this one's so fun. Katie Rice, they go to Waffle House on Christmas Eve in matching PJs. How fun is that? I think that's so fun.
I think I'm pretty sure they actually buy the PJs for the other person. So like they might make
You buy like funny ones.
yeah, like the
cat-
Grinch one, like a Grinch
Oh,
onesie or
like
something.
for each other,
Yes.
so they don't.
And they
match.
started this before kids.
Yeah.
too.
And they would go at midnight on Christmas
Oh.
Eve, but that's
Now
not
that's a
doable.
crazy time to go to Waffle House.
I feel like you would see some really interesting characters at
You
Waffle
do,
House,
though.
more than the normal ones.
I would go. We have family friends before we were married, and they would
yeah.
go when their kids were little. They would wake up at 3, 4 a.m. excited to open gifts or something. I don't know. They were just really excited, and so they would open their gifts and then go to Waffle House. So their Christmas is over by 5 a.m. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, when they woke up.
Yeah, so they would open it because they were so excited when they were kids.
Oh my god!
They were so excited when they were kids that they would, okay, yeah, let's open them. And then they'd go to Waffle House. And I just remember the dad always, oh, I'm talking too fast. The dad would always tip the Waffle House worker
Yeah.
like $100 or something.
Yeah.
And that was something really cool for us to see, like as young married people. Like,
Yeah.
So we would set our alarms when we first got married before kids. Like, we're gonna go with them to go to Waffle House.
Cool.
And our parents were like, y'all are weird. Why are you doing that? But we were seeing this family, and it was so sweet. And they
Yeah.
always bought our breakfast.
And how sweet of them to include you guys.
I know.
I
too.
know that was.
It was
yeah.
cool. And we can't do it anymore, but
No, you can't.
come on,
You
Coleman,
can
let's
show up
go.
and Coleman, it's where I am. Come on.
That reminds me though, I read this in I don't know, Home Life magazine or some magazine years ago, and I cut it out, but now I don't remember where I put it. But this family, one thing that they would do every year, they would order a pizza. And this was before DoorDash was a thing, you know.
Right.
So they would order a pizza And then they would put an envelope outside for the delivery person, and it had $100 bill in them.
That makes me cry.
And so that, I mean, when I read it, I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
But they would all the family, kids and everything would be kind of like peeking out the window to watch the guy's reaction, or girl, whoever it was, when they opened the envelope and said, it blessed my kid's heart.
Yeah.
And it blessed his heart, of
Yeah.
course, to see how much it meant. Because these people are probably making, minimum
Yeah.
wage doing this.
On Christmas.
And at Christmas, they need
They're
the money.
taking the time, yeah.
Yeah. So
All right,
I
Little
thought that
Caesar's
was-
fruit idea for an
There
ad.
you go. Pizza Hut.
Actually, not free. You should pay for that.
No, well, yeah,
Pay them. Yeah.
That's funny.
yeah. Okay, and Brittany Bruce. Hey, Brittany. Everyone writes down the name of a favorite movie, and on family movie night, they pick one out of the bowl and watch the movie together while cuddling on the couch. I love watching Christmas movies, and I think that's so fun to do.
That's also so low stakes. Like,
Yeah.
it's so
It's
easy.
just so easy. All I have to do is sit here and
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. But we're together.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to do that now because you've got Netflix.
Yes,
and
that's true.
Amazon and all
Yeah.
that. So they also,
Very true.
I've never heard anybody that does this. So they have a huge Christmas blowout on October 31st. Watch Home Alone make a gumbo. Now she's from New Orleans or around New Orleans.
Okay. That
And
makes
bakes her mom's famous crackies.
sense.
I don't know what crackies are. So Brittany, if you want to hit us up and let us know what crackies are, and if it's good, give us a recipe. Tag Building Strong Homes on Facebook. They put up their Christmas tree, and their elf Martin comes out that night. Then I guess all of this is on Halloween. They go ornament shopping that day too, and the kids pick out their own special ornament that represents them in that season. That is a lot
Yeah.
that they do in
That's
one day.
fun that the kid gets to pick though.
I know.
Yeah,
cool.
that's true.
That's fun.
They
because
might grab like a pickle in your
yeah.
and here you love pickles. Like, Christmas pickle.
And they might be like, Justin, like, I don't know.
The brand.
Yes.
Why we pick that up.
Yep.
And then Celeste, who has also been on the podcast, they take a family trip to the mountains the week after Christmas to reset as a family for the new year. And her kids are grown now.
Mhm.
So I just want to say, when you have adult kids, it's really
Yeah.
special when you get to spend time with them. So if you're an adult child out there and you're like, I don't want to go with my parents to this, just know it means a lot
Yes.
to them to do that.
Yeah.
And the very last one that we have is 4 gifts from Liz Cobo. This is what she and her family do. You get something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. So again, the reading part wouldn't go over with my family, but the rest of it would. So
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That keeps the focus not on 1,000 gifts, and
Yeah.
it makes
Just
the parents stick to something too.
Yeah.
yeah, which
I like
I'll admit. So you said your love language is quality
Quality
time.
time.
Mine is gift giving. Your mom's
Yeah.
probably complained about me because of that. She's like, let's not give Christmas gifts this year. So we don't do Christmas
Everyone
gifts.
loves receiving a gift. So I don't know that you would complain about.
Yeah, but I love picking out gifts.
Yeah,
me
Because
too.
I really
That's
want to make
mine.
it special. Yeah. So don't, diss the people who like gifts.
We're not all focused on money, like consumers.
It's the thing. I want to make somebody feel special.
Yeah.
Well, from the person that is quality time, I think I get stressed about it because I know that the people have picked out, like, have spent so much
You're like-
time and thought, and y'all are really good at it. Me and my mom probably are not as good at it. And so want to equally, like,
Yeah.
give back the,
reciprocate.
yes,
Right?
but it's
Yeah.
not ever going to be that. So it's stressful.
It's okay though, because I just like seeing their reaction. when
That's
they get
true.
Something
That is
special.
one thing that I've learned with friends and other friends that are also gift givers is like I've watched
Just
them
act-
also give each other gifts and I was like, this should be studied. Like the way that they're reacting to each other, but I've realized like that is the whole point of why I think y'all should just only give them to each other because you give the exact reaction that like they wanted from the other person.
Well, it's so funny. So talking about your mom. So years ago, believe it or not, Proverbs 31 invited me to speak. They only allowed me 5 minutes at their big fundraising banquet.
Wow.
Dale Tackett was the other
So cool.
speaker. Yeah. So your mom went with me, and we stayed with Sharon James, who used to be Lisa Turker's partner in Proverbs 31. We
Okay.
stayed in her house.
Wow.
Which she had the most amazing house. It was
Yeah.
so beautiful. And so Julie was like, we need to get her a gift. I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea, like a hostess gift. Well, I wanted to give her the gift. And Julie was like, no, no, you're not giving her. You leave it. And when we leave, then she'll open the gift. I'm like,
I want to see it.
because I put a lot of effort and thought into that gift. And
Oh,
she's
that's
like,
really
"No."
funny.
So we had to leave, and I never did give it.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I know. So, but
That's funny.
there is something to say about just giving gifts and not.
Yeah.
But to me, I feel like I miss out on something. I
Yeah,
don't get to see it.
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the wait a minute. Oh, so we talked about the listeners and some of our traditions, and I have a whole episode. Me and I interviewed Jennifer Deese, who has a lot of fun traditions that she does in her family. It was actually the first or second episode that I put out about fun and meaningful Christmas traditions. So I'll have a link to that in the show notes. One of the things that I talk about is for my family, because gift giving is my thing. These are not the only 3 gifts, but I do gold, frankincense, and myrrh gifts. And
I remember this.
so the kids, the first year I did it, they were just like, what are these gifts that are separate and wrapped in different paper and all that? So if you want to find out about that, which is a really cool tradition, my kids really enjoy it. Go listen to I'll have a link in the show notes to that one. But we are going to talk about anything that we haven't covered about what Christmas was like for y'all growing up.
Yeah.
You said you didn't have to travel because all your
Yeah.
family's here.
Yeah.
Most of your family. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you've got extended family in Virginia.
Yeah, but that we see them at the other parts of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You go first.
Well, I was gonna mention one tradition. Just share some more.
Yeah.
Okay. Becca and I, we are really close friends. If you can't tell, and I have 2 other really close friends too, Tony and Riley, and so the 4 of us always do something for Christmas together. He's wiggling.
that's okay.
And so every year we kind of like assess where we're at in the year, and we're like, okay, are we doing gifts this year? Are we drawing names? Is everyone getting everyone a gift? So when we were like younger, like maybe fresh in our jobs and stuff, we all had enough money to get every person like a gift, an elaborate gift. You know?
Stupid
Yeah.
amounts of money.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, you should have a gift.
Talking about
Looking back, I was like, man, we blew it out of the water.
I mean, like we received so many gifts for this.
Yeah.
But then like it evolved to like, okay, maybe let's just draw a name. And then like this year we there's 5 kids in the mix now too. We are going to just do a girls' dinner with no kids, and we're just gonna go to halls and just like have
Wow.
quality time. I know, which that is expensive.
That's
a gift
nice.
in itself.
Yeah.
But it's like we're gonna get dressed up and stuff. So I'm excited about that. But just how that's evolved has been cool.
And to my quality time heart, that just
like
like that is the exact gift that I wanted to be given. Yes, I love that.
uninterrupted time
Yes,
together. Like,
yes.
yeah.
Because even when we do see each other, it is with 5
It's
kids in the
chaos.
mix that are all under 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah. There's not like you finish like a fourth of a conversation
Yeah.
and you don't ever get to finish. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's
excited.
just our season of life.
Yeah.
So I grew up with mom and a dad. And but they got a divorce when I was in 6th grade. And we would always, before that, we would go see both my dad's parents and my mom's parents, whether it be between like Christmas Eve and like that next weekend. It was all
Mhm.
crammed together.
Mhm.
But Christmas Day was always like our family. We wake up at our house. So when my parents got a divorce, it was like, what are we gonna do? Like whatever. It's
Yeah.
this is really hard on kids.
It is.
Even in 6th grade when you're not like as little and obsessed with all the things. But my mom, when they got the divorce, my mom moved out and we lived with my dad, and then we would like go stay with her sometimes. But she would come home on Christmas, both Eve and morning.
Wow.
And I'm gonna cry talking about it
Oh.
just because it was really thoughtful of them to put their differences
Yeah.
behind us or behind them for us. And it just felt kind of normal for a little while, which is a big reason why Christmas is so special to me, because it's like there's a lot of happy at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I know
This is
there's
the time of year we're gonna everybody's gonna chill with all their like
Right.
thoughts and emotions.
That's
We're
right.
we're gonna be a family and we're gonna make this work. And
That's so sweet.
it's hard too, because I know there were years my dad was like, I can't put gifts under the tree, but like I never knew that. Like he
Mm.
never made me feel that way.
Wow.
Which is just so go my parents. Like I'm so thankful for them for doing that. But
That is special.
yes.
And I think that's a good testimony for, I mean, there's so many divorced parents out there.
Yeah.
Put the kids first. I mean, do it on Christmas Day. You can't do it any other way. That's great.
Yes. So very thankful for that. A funny Christmas memory. So I went through a Justin Bieber obsession phase. I painted my room purple one year. Well, actually, all of my teenage years it was purple because that was his favorite color.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. A lot of believers knew that. But I came downstairs with my brother and I have one brother. And we always wait at the top of the stairs and came downstairs and my dad told us to and he videoed. I wish I'd access these videos like every year me growing up.
Yeah, we need to raid your house.
I know. And as a gift loving, like whatever, I would freak out. And I would come down and the gifts would be out and I was like, I was going crazy. But I came downstairs to a cardboard life-size cutout of Justin Bieber standing next to our Christmas tree. And that was like incredible. And it was in my room for the next year at least. Like I woke up next to Justin Bieber.
I remember
That is so embarrassing.
That is
And
so funny.
I like to think like some of the older generations that would put posters like on
Above
their
the bed.
ceilings and stuff.
Yeah.
That was my version.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Posters of Scott Baio. This is how old I am. Scott Baio, Andy Gibb on the wall. Y'all probably don't even know.
I don't know.
Y'all know the Bee Gees?
I know of the beach.
Okay, so their younger brother was Andy Gibb.
Okay.
And he was younger, so he's closer to my age. I had pictures of Andy all over the wall. He was great. But unfortunately, he died very young.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, that was sad. But anyway,
So,
So-
that was funny.
yeah, that is funny.
Nice Christmas gift for me there.
Go, Dad.
Yep, thank you, Dad. I know it's probably weird for him getting a life-size picture
Oh,
and
yeah.
way to put in his daughter's room. Anyway, that's a different.
He knew that he was going to win with that. He
Yeah. Probably so excited.
Yes. I know. I get it from somewhere.
That's right. Yeah.
And for my family, like now, we're a family of 4, and I really want to start some traditions, but it is challenging trying to decide what to do when, like.
Mhm.
But one thing I can say is my mom always made holidays. She's passed on now. Sorry, that's why I keep getting emotional.
Yeah.
She passed away 5 years ago. She always made holidays incredible, like magic, like in some way, shape, or form. And so I just want to create that magic for my kids. And I know that it's the small things that like really, and the being together, like all those memories that I can remember are us together doing something. It's not like I was on somewhere by myself. Like it was with my parents,
Yeah.
So, I just hope to carry that tradition on of just making it happy and positive and special. Because life's not always like that.
No.
It's not. There's going to be years where we're going to be mourning something or whatever, but Christmas can always be happy. I think.
Yes. It as hard as it is, it can be. You can still make it special. And this just seems like a good time for me to insert this. So and Rebecca's gonna share some things too, but one of the things also that we're gonna share is like the most meaningful Christmases or the most meaningful gifts that we've had given to us. And so when my dad died, he died, and if you listen to the podcast, you know this, that he died on December 10th of 2020 of COVID. And so nobody had decorated for Christmas because he had been in the hospital for, I don't know, over a week or so. And my mom was just, it was unexpected. So my mom was just totally stunned. And we were just trying to figure out how we're going to get through the holidays because my mom always, made Christmas very special.
Right.
And we all go to my mom and dad's house and all that. And so she just said, because we're like, how are we going to help her through this? So she said, we're just going to go and get a real tree because they usually just put up an artificial tree. She said, I'm not decorating. I'm just going to get a real tree and whatever. We're just going to do that. So we went to Ace Hardware in Fountain Inn, Connor McCraw,
Mhm.
and he knew what had happened, and he gave my mom, which she was going to pay for it, and he's like, "No, this is my gift to
That's
you."
sweet.
Gave her
Love
a
them.
beautiful real tree, yeah. And so I was trying to think, what can we do to make it easier?
Yeah.
Just something. And so I put, because you can do like a private, I don't know, group or whatever on Facebook. And so I invited all these people and I blocked my mom so she couldn't see it. And I asked them if they would send an ornament to my mom for Christmas that represented like who my dad was to them, what they thought of when they thought about my dad. And I didn't tell my mom.
Yeah.
So she started getting all these ornaments in the mail.
That is so special.
And she would text me, so
Did she eventually talk what was
well,
happening?
I'm like, all these ornaments. And I said, actually, Mom, I put it on Facebook. And I only sent her address to people that I knew. That's a caveat right there. Make sure that you know this person. Yeah. But that was so special because every time I was sharing with y'all earlier, like, you don't realize how many different facets of somebody's personality. Like my dad was a Vietnam veteran and he liked working with woodwork. He was a truck driver for years and like all these different things. But I think the funniest one was when my sister was in elementary school, her best friend, my dad always called her Squirt. And so she saw that post, like, we haven't really kind of lost touch.
Yeah.
But she saw that post and she found an ornament of like a pop bottle that said Squirt on it. And we were just like, so it gave us something to be excited about and to treasure, about our dad.
Yeah.
So if something like that happens during the holidays, and thank you to, I think my mom said she received over 100 ornaments.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's incredible.
And that first Christmas, the only thing that was on the tree were
those.
those ornaments. So
That's
that
really
made
cool.
it really special. So thank you to everyone who sent those ornaments.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes, that was really cool.
Well, that speaks to the little things of like what you were saying, because if I were in y'all's position, I would have been like, that is too much. We all know it's Christmas. Everybody can get over it.
Well, you know what? So my love language is gift giving. And I think God just gave me that because I couldn't have come up with that on my own.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
God just
that's
gave it
great.
to me.
Well, I will say for like Carly is as you can see with her, maybe you're not seeing if you're listening, but she currently has 2 little Jingle Bell Christmas trees on her head to celebrate Christmas. But I would not say that I'm the most expensive person ever.
You like it right now.
Well, I have to dig up. This is also from years of other people just giving me stuff.
So this is your light bulb necklace.
I have a light bulb necklace. I have some Christmas bow earrings. Yeah. Christmas headband, but in my life, Carly is always the one that brings out the details and the fun and makes sure to show up with the big bow of whatever we're doing. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever heard you say like your mom always made it special because of all the details. That makes much more sense now because, and I'm not gonna cry, but you are that to everybody around you. Like you bring all of the fun and you remember all the small details. That makes everything
so sweet.
To my house that maybe doesn't have every cry shoes. But it is true though. Like in our friendship, in our anybody that she interacts with, that is true, and I think everybody that knows Carly would agree with that. You're welcome. We don't ever hug, and for me to even say anything like that, it's weird. But anyways, we're gonna move on. Some of my traditions growing up, again, like I have not a great memory, and so I had to like ask for people to refresh my memory of my family because I was like, I just feel like I can't come up with anything. So after talking to others, I was refreshed in that at one point in our lives, my mom did like a 12 days of Christmas thing, which looking back to a person that's not a gift giver.
I was like, you are crazy. That is so much work.
Yeah. And if you were to ask me what she gave us, I don't know that I would be able to tell you any of them. They were small gifts.
They were very small.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, talk about like the anticipation being bigger than the thing itself or better than the thing itself. That was so fun. And it didn't last very long, I don't think. She may be like, it lasted 10 years. I don't remember it lasted super long.
It was, because I'm like, girl, when are you going to get this up? This is 3 kids times 12. That's a lot of.
Love you, Mom, but that was a lot. But anyways, that was really cool because 12 days leading up, And I would go to school and be like, yeah, I already got Christmas presents. Everybody would be so jealous. And we also did lots of different versions of nativity scene stories or like the Christmas story leading up to it. And I had this one like picture in my head of a nativity scene that we've had for forever that like I think the top of the barn was literally like cardboard that was straw was just glued to. Like I mean, stuff that kids could play with. We always go to Hollywood at some point, and that in itself is just being together. Like I've said 1,000 times, I love being together with my family. So Hollywood Lines, if you know what that is crazy. It's like an animal park that they put all the lights in. You can go drive around this big field
All
of
the
animals.
crazy kind of animals.
Weird
too.
animals, yeah.
Not stuff you normally see.
Yeah. Decorating the Christmas tree together was always a big deal. Like we would get the boxes out of the attic and it was like a thing. Everybody came to the living room, and even if you didn't want to do it, you sat on the couch and you were in
That's
the
right. Yeah, you had to watch anyway.
Yeah. And then we also, this was mentioned, I can't remember exactly who said it, but going away after Christmas. When we got older, my brother was in college. He he loved being in Clemson, so he was in Clemson all the time. So for him to be home was special. And then my mom, it might have been like right when he moved out, she started to do this. We would always go on a trip like right after Christmas, so that in between, New Year's and when people had to go back to school and work, we would go to the mountains. We went to Great Wolf Lodge one time, I think, and like Pigeon Forge, whatever. It was basically literally like to be like, no, you're not going back to Houston. You're gonna stay here. And I appreciated that.
Did she let him drive his own vehicle, or did he?
No, everybody was in our minivan. Just 5 minutes in a minivan. Yeah,
boy.
It was really fun. I always remember like once it was those times, I was like, oh, where are we gonna go this year?
Yeah.
But it wasn't always guaranteed that we were, but it kind of became a theme for a little bit. That was what was gonna happen.
Did y'all go to Disney?
I know. We never been to Disney.
That seemed like
not Disney. I want maybe Florida. I also played travel volleyball, so that might have been mixed in there that we were doing travel volleyball
all right.
stuff. And then moving on to like my family now, with littles, it's hard to like, we're not going to do a dissertation of what the nativity scene is at this age with all of the different corresponding verses and stuff, because that's not going to be worth it to anybody because everyone's going to have a falling out. But we are trying to figure out ways that we can, hit home what Christmas is and it actually click at the age that right now Sadie, my oldest, is at. And so she's 3, my youngest is 10 months. And so I feel like every year we're going to kind of evaluate traditions of what we want to do or maybe add in or alter a little bit.
Evolve.
Yeah. And again, traditions have seemed so intimidating to me in the past, but that feels so freeing that they can change and evolve over the years, depending on what the situation or season of your family is. And so I'm looking forward to like going back and referencing stuff like this to see how we want to incorporate stuff in the future. But this year, our goal is, for some reason, Sadie is obsessed with birthdays. She had a birthday in the beginning of October, and ever since, I think we've sang at least one time "Happy Birthday" every single day. Actually, this morning, now that I'm thinking about it, we also have a thing in our house about the birthday bird. When we went to Plain Elementary, our guidance counselor would come around with the bird and sing "Happy Birthday." It's just obnoxious thing, and nobody unless you went to Plain Elementary, and Miss Ragland, who I think has passed now.
It's ingrained.
It is ingrained in our head. So we sing the birthday bird song all the time in our house. And this morning they were crying in the back seat, so I started singing it. But anyways, back to Jesus. I'm trying to in a way that is going to make sense to her, bring it back to Jesus. So I think we're going to try to make a birthday cake for Jesus this year, or at least put some candles in a pancake or something to make the connection. And I don't know that I would say that we're big on Santa. We don't really talk about Santa. Santa is everywhere, so you can't avoid Santa. But we don't necessarily say Santa brought you these gifts. We are gonna try to make the connection of it's Jesus's birthday. For some reason, we give you a gift. But it's not, Santa didn't do this for you. Jesus gave us a gift, and we're celebrating him coming to the world to save. Trying to keep it centered in a way that makes sense each year. So I've picture that evolving a lot every year, especially at a level not only for Sadie, but then eventually for Wesley when he is conscious and can form a word.
Yeah.
That's when he's conscious, but can talk.
Yes.
And then she's obsessed with lights. So we have done lights last year. We did some lights. I can't even remember where we went, but that was she wasn't speaking a ton, but she talked a lot that night.
Yeah.
She was pumped about some lights. So
most kids love lights.
yes, that's a very easy crowd pleaser, I think.
Yes.
We need to get on the kidding around green book.
Yes,
I
yes.
see. Unless you have some that we don't know about that.
No, not necessarily. But I'm good at finding stuff.
Okay, yes, you are. You're
Agreed.
good at finding stuff. So, as we're kind of wrapping it up a little bit, we still got some stuff to do because we have to do our
Yes.
prize winner. So you just gotta
Yay.
keep listening.
Yeah.
That was Elise.
She was calling to get on to you and
Uh,
tell you about the book she was reading.
Yeah, so that's what it was. So this book, I don't even remember how many years ago I bought this. It's called Redeeming the Season. It was put out by Focus on the Family. But this is a great book of different types of traditions, and a lot of them do have to do with, focused around Christ and those types of things. But some of these, I just wanted to mention three real quick, and then I'll have a link. I think you can still get this in the show notes, but it is really. They have ideas in here that I've never thought, and some of them go really, really deep, and so it could be a lot of work. Like your mom with the 12, like some of them are like that, but this one is called Christmas Cards, Keepsake Christmas Cards. And I love doing a family photo every year, but now as my kids have gotten older, it's so hard. They don't want to get their picture made and all. It's a big thing. So anyway, this lady, she just doesn't have the capacity to do that. So she said, my husband Tony and I write these clever quips, but the artwork is left to the kids. So they had their kids draw pictures for the Christmas cards. Each one designs a card in his or her one-of-a-kind way. Sometimes we pick a theme or a Bible verse for the year, and sometimes we let them pick their own. Either way, each card is distinctive and wonderfully original. When they're complete, we scan each design into the computer, print them on cardstock, and then they put their whatever their quips are, whatever their message is inside. Since we have 3 kids, we send each one's artwork to a third of the people on our list. So
That's really cool.
That was a cool way to do it because, I mean, a lot of us do have do the Christmas family card, which I love getting those.
Yeah.
So if you send them to me, I love it because I love, especially if I haven't seen them in a while. I think that's just great. The ornament box, which is kind of like what you were saying about Justin's parents, because her kids wanted, maybe this was her mom, I can't remember. Like they tell a whole story in each chapter, but I think she wanted to take her Christmas ornaments when she left home when she got married, and her mom was like, "You're not taking these ornaments."
Yeah.
So when she started having kids, she's like, "Well, I'm not going to let my kids take my ornaments either." So now she has started a ornament box, and she said she purchased 3 small cardboard trunks, one for each child, and she puts like a brass nameplate on. And then Ornament Night inaugurates our holiday festivities every year. It's when we choose a night and begin by going out for a special family dinner. Then it's off to the store so that each person can select a special ornament, like what we were saying, for his or her personal collection. We give the kids the freedom to select whatever ornaments are meaningful to them, as long as they stay within the price limits. We all try to choose something that will remind us of a significant event from the past year. She talks about her oldest son had tennis lessons, so he picked out a tennis racket. Her daughter had a horse because she had riding lessons, and middle son was a TV addict and had a channel changer. So then when each one has chosen their ornament, they stop for hot chocolate before heading home. And so when they leave the home, she presents them with these boxes so that when they decorate their tree, like Justin, they have their ornaments.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That also probably shows you what they remember out of the year too.
That's
like
right, because
something so random. Because kids are so random.
I know they are.
Something that stuck with them that you would have already forgotten about.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah. So I thought that was like a really cool idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had, apparently my highlighter is not working very well, but the other one, how we were talking about leaving the tip for the pizza delivery guy, this is called Gift with Purchase. And so, you think about, now I know a lot of people order online now, But the ones that still have to work retail in stores,
Oh yeah.
they get the
Oh, yeah.
brunt of people's,
Oh yeah. Oh.
frustrations, I
For sure.
guess. And so she had an episode where she didn't act mad or ugly to the stock person or the what do you call it, cashier,
Yeah.
because they had said this would be in and it wasn't. And she said the lady was so appreciative that she didn't just blow up at her. So she said it prompted our family's gift with purchase program. At the beginning of the holiday, we fill a basket with ornaments that we have made on family night. Everything in the basket is representative of some part of the Christmas story. We make angels, stars of Bethlehem, and crowns. On each one, we attach a Bible verse that conveys the true meaning of Christmas. From Thanksgiving until Christmas Eve, we keep this basket of ornaments in the car. Whenever we go into a store or restaurant or even the dry cleaners, we take one of these ornaments to give to the person who assists us. We have found that giving a gift with our purchase does two things. First, it helps keep us accountable for our attitudes around others.
Yep.
Even greater, though, is what happens when the attitude of the people who receive it. In a small way, it says that they are valuable, what they do is important, and they are appreciated. And I thought that was a really cool thing because your kids can help you make
No,
these
I like
little
that.
ornaments.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
And then they're seeing it put into action too.
Yeah.
Like they're either the ones handing it out or they're watching you
that's
do it.
yeah, that's
for sure.
exactly right. So I thought that was
And they can
really
pick that up at a young age.
Oh yeah.
Like Sadie could do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So, all right. So we have two more things left to do. One of them is choose our winners, and we're going to read the Christmas story from the Bible before we close. So, is there anything else that y'all wanted to share before we close out the episode?
I know.
The 5-year anniversary.
Well, go Carol, right?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is this is super intimidating?
It
Props
shouldn't
to
be.
you. No, well, I mean, there's a camera. If you're listening, there's also a video version of this, and I can't imagine having to do this every week. Like the production involved with it, the like having your words put together, which I don't always have my words put together. I just props to you for doing it every week or however often. I mean, that's impressive.
It's every
5
week
years.
now. Yeah,
That's
it's been
very impressive.
Thank you very much. A lot of people don't realize the work. I think Carly
It is.
definitely, and
Yeah.
you.
And how much you've learned over the 5 years. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
So
Carol
much.
edits her own video, all her
Yes.
stuff. Like, that is not normal for someone to be able to just do.
No.
I'm trying
You
to
learn it all.
down.
Yeah,
But
for
it's
sure.
truly like self-made. I mean, you're not like paying somebody to go figure it all out for you. Like you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna figure it out. And
Somehow.
yeah, and you have
And it's making an impact. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, when you think 32,000,
That's
that is
crazy.
really incredible. I
That is
know,
wild.
it's not like Joe Rogan or anything, but not many
No.
people are.
Yeah, getting to that level.
Yeah. But if I can make a difference, and you know what I'll look at, because sometimes I'll get discouraged because there won't be that many downloads. But then I think if I had a small church,
Mm-hmm.
that's how many people I would probably be
That's true.
ministering
Wow.
to
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Yes.
So Rebecca,
Oh,
are you ready
Yes, I'm
to
ready.
do
Hold
the
on.
giveaway? So we have assigned a number which to everyone who had submitted
And
a
I'm
tradition. So
doing a random.
she's doing random
Generator.
generator. So she's going to put in the numbers. We had 24 entrants in. How do you say?
Entries.
Entries. Yeah, people who entered, and so I have taken the names and I've numbered them 1 to 24. So this is totally random. So if you're related to me, I didn't do this on purpose.
We'll get, instead of a drum roll, we'll get some jingle bells.
Yes,
going.
yes. There we
Alright.
go.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Wanda Perry.
Wanda
Yes, thank you. So Wanda gets a $50 Amazon gift card.
That's
She
awesome.
gets a Building Strong Homes t-shirt, a Yeti tumbler,
Wow.
a notebook,
A pen.
a Building Strong Homes pen, and Home is Where My People Are by Sophie Hudson
Yes.
book. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we doing the second place?
Then we're going to do
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
All right. So we still have prizes for the second
right.
place. So hold on.
Second
Here we
That's
go.
right.
Generating again. 17.
17 is Cindy Balcom. So
Nice.
congratulations, Cindy. Cindy gets the book, An Intentional Life,
Mhm.
t-shirt, pen, notebook, Yeti tumbler.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yes. So congratulations
Congratulations,
to all of you.
ladies.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for submitting your Christmas ideas and traditions, and we appreciate it so much. And now I am going to read from Luke 2, and look how sweet he's been the whole time. Y'all,
Angel.
he's just so sweet.
He said, he opened his eyes a little bit.
Okay, so this is why we celebrate Christmas. Luke 2, starting in verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This census first took place while Quirinius was governing Syria. So all went to be registered, everyone to his own city. Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed wife, who was with child. So it was, while they were there, the days were completed for her to be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Now there were in the same country shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were greatly afraid. Then the angel said to them, Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which will be to all people. For there is born to you this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be the sign to you. You will find a babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. So it was when the angels had gone away from them into heaven, that the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has now come to pass, which the Lord has made known to us. And they came with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. Now when they had seen him, they made widely known the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all those who heard it marveled at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they heard and for they had heard and seen, as it was told them. That was through verse 20. So y'all, thank you so much for being a part of this special anniversary episode.
Thanks for inviting us.
I appreciate
What an
all
honor.
I know.
all
5 years to
tribute.
get that done.
I know.
Because y'all are so special. Y'all really are. And you know, as you were talking, Rebecca, I don't think I said. So Rebecca is Julie that I talk about all the time on the podcast.
Mhm.
Is Julie's daughter.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
just for any of you who might be confused. So
She really has known her whole life.
I
Literally.
really have.
Yep.
So, but again, thank you for being a part of the podcast. Thank you for supporting me and for listening and for sharing the episodes and for reviewing and all the things that you do to share the good news and to share the testimonies of people that God has really made a difference in their life. And that is my heart, that God will help you through some of the stories that we share and testimonies, that you will build a strong home and that your kids will want to come home one day and celebrate with you, and you'll have all the wonderful special traditions. So again, thank you for being here for me, and I feel like I'm so blessed.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you guys.